Okay, hi everyone. Thank you very much for joining this class today. Um, I'm Carolina Malta. I'm Power Platform and Dynamics 365 consultant. And today class we will have a quick Power Automate overview. I will present some best practices, and also I will demo a flow that uses external data source on-premises SQL. So yeah, let me start the class today. So let's start navigating to our Power Automate environment. Just let's have a quick overview before we jump into the demo. So here, the first thing that we need to pay attention when we are creating our flows is to have a look if you are in the correct environment. So here you can have several environments. So select the environment that you want to create your flow. This is my environment. And here, let's navigate a quick overview on the menu here on the right side. So here, approvals. So if you have a flow that generate approval, so here is the place that you see the list of approvals that you have, and then you can approve or reject it. Here it's my flow, so all flows that you have created, okay, and also the flows that was shared with you. So I will go back here in a second to show how to share a flow. But moving forward, here is the place that we create the flow. So here we have two types. Okay, so we have start from blank. So it means that you are starting from scratch and you have 5 options now. Automated cloud flow. So it's triggered by automated event. So let's say that we have several options here, but let's say that you want to trigger a flow when a form is submitted, or when a document is created, or when you receive an email. So it's automated. Okay. Then we have the instant cloud flow. It behaves like a button. It can behave like a button, so manually trigger, or it can be triggered from a Power Automate, or also you have other options here to start this flow from Teams or Power BI or SharePoint. So also here we have several options. We can have a schedule cloud flow. So it means that this will run on schedule, and then you can like have monthly, weekly schedule. So you can pick the days that you want this flow to run, daily, hourly, minutes, seconds. So we have a few options here as well. Here we have a desktop flow. Desktop flow, to use this functionality, you have to download an app, and this flow is more about the robotic process automation, so RPA flows. It's pretty cool. You can record some actions that you do in your desktop and automated this. And process advisor, this is pretty new. So and this is about process. You can analyze your process and apply some analytics to analyze the process. Okay. And then the second option is to start a flow from a template. So moving to the template. So Microsoft has so many templates available nowadays. So you can gain time if you want to start from a template. So let's say that we need to create a flow that will involve some approval. So here, if you type approvals, you see the list of approvals templates. Then it's pretty easy. It's a good way to start. So if you, for example, you need to use an approval and SharePoint, you just click here, and this is just overview of this template and the connection that you need. If you click continue, Power Automate will generate this flow for you, and the only thing that you need to do is populate the details that you want to have on this Power Automate flow. Okay, it's good. Let me move forward on this. Sorry, please feel free to stop me in case you have any questions. Okay, so I'm not checking this chat, but feel free to open your mic and make questions. Okay. Then we have the connectors. So we have 100, 1,000, I'm not sure the number now, but we have so many options now as a connector. So if you navigate here, you see that you can connect to Teams, Outlook, Gmail, Google Drive, YouTube. There's so many options nowadays. And also you can build your own connector. So let's say that you have a specific API or external data source that you want to connect. You can create your own connector. Okay, moving forward, data. So here we have data. So it's pretty much Dataverse. So when you click on data, it brings you to the Dataverse. So here you can create your tables, you can modify, create data. It's pretty much about Dataverse. Monitor. So here is it's a functionality that you can monitor your flows and create some analytics behind of it and see how your flow is running. It's pretty much checking the activity. Then we have the builder. It's pretty much analytics. So you have some modules here, but this is a premium functionality. You need to have a premium license to use the AI builder. And then process advisor. This is pretty new as well. So it involves analytics as well. Okay, and then let's go back to my flows. I'd like to explore a little bit here. So once you create a new flow, this flow will be visible only for you. So it means that if you want to share this, if you want to other colleagues to have visibility on this flow, you need to share. You can share with a group or with a specific person. So if you click share here, you can you can add other owners. So it's pretty simple. So you type a name and it. Once you add this person can change, modify the flow with you, and can see the runs as well. Going back, so once you share the flow, it disappears from your list and it goes to shared with me. So it means that this flow is shared. And then I create this flow. This is a test, but here you can see the run history of this flow. So we can see here that this flow ran 1 hour ago, and then you can see the status, it fails. So when I open this, I can see the details of the error message. And then what is really useful here is the resubmit. So it means that if you have a problem with a flow and you need to edit, you don't need to trigger this flow again. You can only resubmit. So you can edit the flow, you can fix the issue and resubmit with the same data. Yeah, this is useful as well to reprocess data. Okay, and now here we have also the flow checker. So once you build a flow, here Microsoft can give you some warnings, and you can check the errors that you have. So it's just more details about the errors that you have in your flow. And that's it, I believe, for the overview. So here you can export the flow as a package. So let's say that you want to import this flow to another environment. So you can export, run some analytics, as I mentioned before. And that's it for now. So I will start the demo. And again, please feel free to stop me if you have any questions.
Okay.
For today, I will demo automated cloud flow. That this trigger. Hi, hello. Yeah, so automated cloud flow. So it means that it will have a automated trigger. So every time that event occurs, this flow will be triggered. Just bear in mind that automate flow, it doesn't mean that it's real time. So it's not synchronous, it's asynchronous flow. It usually runs a few minutes before the event occurs. So for the moment, we don't have real time workflows. We have only asynchronous. So for today's class, I prepare a very simple model-driven app. As you can see here, we only have a list of contacts. And I will create a flow that will trigger every time that a new contact is created in Dataverse. So this is Dataverse model-driven app. And I want a flow to be triggered every time that I create a contact. Okay, so let's create this contact. Here we can search by the name of the connector that you use. So I will type Dataverse. And then we have here when a row is added, modified, or deleted. I will select this trigger and let me put a name. Let's say textilers or automate. Okay. And create. So we are starting from the scratch. So here, when you added this trigger, you have to select a few options here that is mandatory. So the change type. So here we can have some triggers. So it can be added or deleted, added, modify or deleted. So it depends on the way that you want this flow to be triggered. Okay. For now, I will add just added. So every time that a contact is added, this flow will be triggered. So here we need to select the table name. Let's work with contact. And then the scope. So it means that what type of records do you want to filter to this flow to be triggered? So it can be a specific business unit or organization or a child business unit, or it can be user contacts. So let's say that you want this flow just to run for a record that is owned by a user. You can select this one. For today, let's select organization. So all contacts that will be created in this organization, this flow will be triggered. Here on advanced options, you can select the column. So let's say that you want to work only with name, email, and I don't know, phone. You have to type the logical names of the field. So you can just select some columns, depends of the volume, the data that it's coming. Sometimes it's good just to keep simple and just bring the columns, the specific columns that you work. Or you can filter the rows. Here is all data style. So let's say that you have a field that is called type, and you want to get context that the type is, I don't know, type is private. Let's say that we have this option. You can, sorry, it's not easy. This type of filter, okay. And then you have delay until. So let's say that you want this flow to run only 1 hour after the trigger, after the contact added. You also can add here and run as. So it means that you can select what is the context of this flow will be running. It can be flow owner, modifying user, or role owner. If you don't select anything, the default is flow owner. Okay, so let's keep simple for today and just put the mandatory informations. Okay, one of the best practices of working with Power Automate, it's always put a meaningful name on your actions. So just to be easier when someone needs to fix a bug, let's say, or someone needs to check, or even for you just to have a quick view and see what this flow is doing. So let's put the name of what this is. So when a row is added, when a contact is added, so the name trigger when a contact is added. Let's moving forward. So let's say that every time that a contact is added, you want to, I don't know, throw an email. Let's send an email to this contact. So you can type send email, and then I will pick the Outlook email here. Okay, so as we are using Dataverse, when you select this type of trigger, it brings you all the data. So it brings you all the columns that you have in contact, and you can play with these columns on your flow. So here, as I'm using contact, when I click add dynamic contact, I can see here that it identifies that I have some columns that has email type, and I can select the email. Let's send an email to this person, and then let's put subject welcome, and then here let's add the full name. So here you can filter the column that you want. So full name, and let's say welcome to Textiler classes. Okay, very simple. I will save. Sorry, before that, let's rename. Again, just best practice. Let's always rename. Let's say send welcome email to then save again, and then let's test this this trigger. Okay, so I will come back to my model-driven app, and I will create a new contact. Okay, so first name, Nina, another name because I already have, let's say, John, Malta, account name. Let's add this account name, email. I will put my own email because I want to check this is working. So I will add a real email. Business phone, blah, 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 whatever here. Okay, I will save. And now the flow has to be triggered. Okay, duplicate, ignore and save because I already have this email, but it's fine. Okay, so now I'm sorry, I'm just checking the chat here. Rachel, you have a questions, right? Please, I have a question. What is the function of the scope try action? Okay, let me
Please,
come
I
back.
have a question.
Yeah, sorry, Rachel. What did you say?
I have a question.
Yes, please go ahead.
Okay, I was asking the first flow you created. I was asking what's the first flow you created. I was asking what was that action scope try? What is the function of it?
You mean the scope?
And scope, sometimes scope try.
Scope try. It was the other flow.
Yes, the first flow.
Yeah, I will explain here in just a few minutes. We will create this together, and then I will explain to you what is it. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, no worries. Okay, so let's see now. Let's come back to my flows and see if this flow was triggered. Okay, my flow is here. Okay, it was triggered and was succeed. So by this time, I should have this email on my account. Yeah, I just got this email. And this one. Yeah, welcome. So it says that welcome to Textiler class. Okay, so this is correct now. Okay, let's continue on your flow. So the main topic here on our class today is how we can connect flow with other data source. Okay, so I prepared for today a really simple database. Okay, so this is a SQL database on premises, and I want my flow to connect to this database. Okay, so it's very simple. I have my test database here, and I have one column. Okay, I have contact column, and let's say that every time that I create a contact in Dataverse in model-driven app, I want also to create a contact in this database, in this on-premises database. Okay. It can be any type you can use. You can connect Power Automate to any type of database. It can be AWS, SQL, so many types. Okay, so and today this is SQL. Let's create that. So new step. Once I type as SQL here, I can see some options. You can delete, you can execute a query, execute a store procedure, get row, select. But for today, let's insert a row in this database, okay? So here, what you need to do is you need to add a connection. Okay, so for today, I will create a new connection just to show you how you can do it. So you have some authentication types. It can be Azure ID, SQL authentication, Windows authentication, and non-shared Windows authentication. I will connect with Windows authentication. Sorry, no, it would be SQL Server authentication. Okay, so here what I need to do is I need to enter the details of my database. So here I need to, if you click on properties, where is the properties? I can't see the properties. Okay, let me type the name of the SQL Server. So it's Carol database dot Windows. So this is the name of my server. And then I need to add the name of the database. The database that I'm working here is test. And then let me connect to test. Username, system, Carol, then my password. So when you are working with this type of connection, so you are connecting to a on-premises database, you need to create a gateway. So what this means, gateway? Gateway is like a bridge between Power Automate and your machine, your local machine, your server. So once you create new on-premises data gateway, you need to download. So automatically it starts a download in your machine. And you need to register the server or your local machine as a gateway. So it's very simple. I'm not showing here because I already have my gateway set up, but it's very simple. You just need to give a name, and then the gateway will be ready. So here, this is the tool that you need to download. Is automatically downloaded. And very simple. So you just need to give a name and then put the email. So it has to be the same email that you are connected to the Dataverse, to the Power Automate. It has to be the same email. And also it has to be in the same location. So if your Power Automate server is running in Europe, the gateway has to be set up in Europe. If it's in US or Africa, so you need to select the right location of the server. So once you click next on the steps, then the gateway will be ready. So as you can see here, my gateway is ready to be connected, and I can use my Power Automate to run on the server. Okay, so let me hit create. So why do we need the gateway? So it's more about authentication. So it's just more of security. So you probably will have some in the real scenarios, your company, your client, that you have a database that is secured, and you have to just to make sure that only system on process that has access will access your own database. So that's why you need to configure that. Okay, let's wait just few minutes, few seconds actually, to create this connection. Okay, the connection failed. Okay, probably because I already have this connection set up before. Let me try to pick another. Yeah, so here I already have it. Yeah. So that what I showed before was exactly a step to create the connection, but as I already created this before, so it understands that is the same connection. So here, when you click on those three dots, you can see the connection. So I just pick my connection. But yeah, if you're creating from scratch, it's just the same step that I showed. Come here, populate the data that you need, and then the connection will be created. But as I already created before, I will pick existing connection. Okay, that is here. Okay, once you are connected to this server, you can start working in the database. So let's integrate this. Okay, I will pick this database name, test, and here is it brings all the tables that you have on your database. So here I only have contact. And then once you select the table, it will bring all the columns that you have on your database. So it's pretty simple, as you can see. It does not require any code knowledge to create the Power Automate. Okay, let's pick now the columns: email, name, company name, table name, business form, and date modify. Let's add as created on date. Okay, so as I mentioned before, best practice, let's rename and then insert a row on SQL database, insert contact on SQL database. Save. Okay, now my flow is saved. Let's test this. So I will create a brand new contact for it. Okay, let's say Rachel. Sorry, I will use your name. Then just pick account name. I will provide my email here again. Then any phone number here. Okay, I will save this record, and in a few minutes, the flow will be triggered. Okay, let's now go back to your SQL Server and see if the Rachel contact was created in the database. So here I have a select. Yeah, so I can see here, sorry, we have two because I have two flows doing the same thing. But yeah, so as we can see here, Rachel contact was creating Dataverse, and also it was created in SQL Server. So it's an integration between these two systems, right? These two database. So if you check here the run, you can see the steps and see all the all the columns that you got when this contact was created. You can see we send a welcome email, and we can see that this contact was inserted in SQL database. All working as expected. Okay, any questions so far? Okay, that's good. Let's moving forward. So talking about best practice, it's very important you handle the exceptions, because sometimes of course you have to take care of the happy path. It means that when everything goes well, okay, good, but if something goes wrong, so let's say that in time that you are running this flow, let's say the database is not available, the database is down, or required information was not populated. So you need to handle this exception in the flow as well. Otherwise, it will be like forgotten. You sometimes you need to keep track of the failures to correct or to come back and see. So let's use a definition here, a very important action that the name is scope. So we use scope to group actions. Basically, you can like have a blocks of actions. Okay, you can separate these. So let's implement a try catch and finally to this flow. So it means that if something goes wrong, will be captured. Okay. So first thing, you have to create a try. So the try, let's rename. So let's say this is the try. So this is the path. So this is the main thing that you want to do with your flow. Let me move things around here. Okay. Okay. And then what I want to do, I will put our actions here. Okay, it's not allowing me, but what we can do, we can copy. Let's copy this and let's paste in our scope. And then I will delete this one. And then let me copy this one and then add here. Okay. Delete. Let me rename. Let's remove the two at the end. Okay, so here it's our main functionality on the try. So this is all that I need to do in my flow. Okay, what now? What if something goes wrong? Let's create another scope for it. Okay, scope, as I mentioned, scope is a way to group your actions. Scope, rename. So this will be my catch. Okay, what I want to do in case something goes wrong, it depends on your business. So it depends what you need to do. Sometimes you want to send an email to someone, to support team, or you want to log something in the system. So let's log something in Dataverse. Okay, let's create a node. So I will pick Dataverse action and I will add a new row. So let's say that every time that something goes wrong with my flow, I will create a node. It can be whatever. It can be anything that you find that is it's meaningful for your client, for a project. Okay, nodes. Let's say power. No, let's say integration contact. Flow failed. Okay. I'm not adding any description here, but just the title will have some insights what is going on. So is a document? No, this is not a document. What we can do is we can relate it, we can link this note to the contact that is being added. So let's say that I want to relate. Okay, so this is Dataverse functionality. We can connect data. So regarding, okay, contact, to link records, you need to add the name of the entity that you are linking. I'm linking contacts in plural, and you have to put the slash. What I need to do here, I need to add the ID of this contact. Okay, so if I find here, the ID is here. Unique identifier of the contact. So this is the ID. So I want to link this note to the contact. Okay, just it's like populating a lookup. Okay, okay, let's save. And then what we need to do now is configure this scope. So when you click here in the three dots, sorry, not this one, here. When you click here in the three dots, you have this option, configure run after. So here you have some options. So, I want to run this catch only when this scope try has failed. So it means that when this try failed, we will trigger the catch. Okay, so has failed. Done. Okay, so as you can see here, it changed the color of the arrow here, so you can see that we have a dependence. Yeah, this is it's a dependence of this. Okay, this one run. In case everything goes well, we are not executing this catch. Okay, so moving forward, before testing this, one thing that's very important as well, again, depends on your business, you can create a finally. So let's say that every time that everything goes well, you want to add another note saying that it was okay. So I will click here and I will add a parallel branch. Okay, I will add another scope. I will rename this scope, will be finally. And then again, just to be quicker, I will copy this note that we just added, and I will add it here. Clipboard. Oops. Duplicated. No, that's not what I want to do. I want to copy this. I want this. Okay, add a new row. So let's change the title here. Integration contact successful. Okay. Oh, good. And then we need to configure the run after. So configure run after, it means that this scope finally will run only when the try is successful. So if everything goes well, you will run this finally. Also, you have another option, so you can have if a scope was skipped or if has time outed. So if the flow failed for timeout, you also can capture using the run after. So actually, let's add here run after has timeout as well. Okay, Our catch now will be executed in case has failed, has timeout. Okay. Yeah, so this is very useful, and it's a well-structured flow. So it means that you are covering all possible scenarios. So you are covering the scenario where the flow was successful, and also you cover the scenario when the flow failed. Okay, so let's test this. Okay, so I will create a new contact again. So let's create Jared test. Okay, Tyler. Just adding my email here. Save. Okay, ignite save. Let's wait a few minutes, few seconds actually. It's not that long. Okay. Okay, the contact here. Okay. Now I can see here the flow was executed. Oops, it failed. That's good. I'm not sure what failed, but I did something wrong. Bad request. Okay. That's weird because, yeah, okay. Yeah, but I can see here this flow was running in another flow. It was created, the execute successfully. So maybe let me fix this flow. Okay, so it can be something here. Oops. Okay, it's just a misspelling. Sorry about that. So it's contact. It was good that this happened because you can see that I just added my flow. I just fixed the issue, and I can go back and reprocess the same data. I don't need to create the contact again to reprocess this data. I can come here and resubmit. So it means that this flow will reprocess with the same data, and then hopefully the issue is fixed now. Let's see. Yeah, okay, it worked. So as you can see here, we triggered the flow. We successfully executed our try, and then it goes to the finally. Okay. And then if I reload here, this is no, it's Jared. So yeah, if I reload it here, I can see the notes. Yeah. Yeah, I can see here integration contact flow successful. So it means that the integration worked. Let's test the catch really quickly. So let's say that, okay, we are adding testing failed scenario. Okay, so to test this fail, let's keep email blank. So email is mandatory. Okay, so if I go back to my database, as you can see here, email, it can be no, it cannot be no. So it's not no. if for some reason I try to insert this row in the database as null, it will fail. Okay, so I will create, and then it should trigger our catch, and then create a node. So let's wait a little bit. Okay, it just failed. Okay, this is working as I expected, because I know, yeah, because I have another error here. Sorry guys, let me fix this before. Can be a misspelling here as well. Yeah, wrong. Okay. Yeah, okay, fix the flow, and then I will resubmit this one. Okay, resubmit. Yeah, okay, it worked as I expected. So what you can see here is, for some reason, this one was the email was no, but for some reason we had a problem on the try on our main scope, and the contact was not inserted in the database. The integration failed, and then as we are prepared for the failure, we are executing the catch. So the catch is now created. Okay, so if I come back to my contact and I'm reloading, I can see a note here that integration contact flow failed. So it means that someone needs to go back to this contact and fix the problem. So it means that the integration failure. So yeah, so this is best practices. So it means that your flow is prepared for everything that happened. So it's very important to use that. But you can add whatever you need. So instead of creating a note, as I said, you can send an email, or you can have another connection to create a ticket somewhere for the support. So it can be anything. It depends on your business. Yeah, so this was our class for today. So it was pretty much about using a trigger, using a Dataverse triggered, connecting to an external database, and important concept as well. If you want to connect to on-premise, you need to configure a gateway, and then that's it. So, and then the best practice was renaming the actions. It's important, and also creating this structure of try, catch, and finally. Okay, so do you guys have any questions, any comments, anything to say? Please open your mic or put in the chat.
Hi, Carolina. Thank you very much for today's class. I'll tell you, I was not aware that I knew that we could use scope to group items, and I didn't even know we can use it to check if the flow failed and perform another action. It was really, really very insightful. And also, thank you for the connection to the SQL part. I don't think I've worked with an on-premise data table before, and yes, I've basically worked with cloud. Yeah, thank you very much. It was really, really an insightful class.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah. So it's very important. So I learned. I had so many problems with flow. So, and I tell you, it's very, very important and very helpful. This try and catch. Yeah. So yeah, glad that you find insightful. Yeah. Thank you for the comment, Victoria. Yeah. Anyone else? So also we have more exercise on Microsoft. So I really recommend you guys to go through this module. So here we have another type of flows that you can play around, other things that you can try by yourself. Okay, so I will paste this link in the chat for you guys. And please reach out us, me, Victoria, all textilers. So we are here to help you. So please feel free to reach out in case you guys need anything. Okay, and thank you very much for joining the class. I will stop the recording.
Thank you. I appreciate you.